Hi folks, it's June 11th, and the last time I was up on the Bruce, I made a quick video with my friend Kevin, and we were using a split fire wood chipper to chip a bunch of big piles of brush. My family and I are clearing a spot up here to build a house. We're hoping for 2024, and the split fire equipment's been a big help up here. I just wanted to make a quick video, show you what I'm up to today. Last time we chatted, we were fighting black flies, and we had planned on coming up here for 5 days. And what happened was, by day 3, it went from 25 to 50 to 100 black flies just swarming around your head. And I got to tell you, I'll be honest, I'm not used to that. I know there's black fly season. I was hoping to miss it. We didn't. But it was just, I come up here to get away from work. I own a welding business. It's stressful. Lots of moving parts. This is my release from that. And I like to come up here and have a good time. And to me, clearing this land, getting ready to build a home, that's a good time. Maybe getting the kayak out later, going for a hike, mix it up a little. Love that as well. But when it gets to the point where you are just suffering, it's time to call it. So luckily, we got accomplished what we thought was going to take probably 5 days. We got done really in 2.5 days. We reduced all of my piles of brush down to nice wood chips. I made a trail, so now I can access further up into the property. I got another big pile. That'll be my next trip up. I'm going to bring the chipper again. Probably have 2 or 3 piles by the time I'm done. Gonna try to spend a few days up here again. Black flies are gone, a couple mosquitoes, deer flies, no big deal. Can handle all that, used to it, being in the woods. Yeah, so what I got here is, I've got a maple over there that you can see I got some rigging to. And what I need to do is get the butt end of that maple facing me. So I've put a rope up into it. I've got a throw line I put up first, pulled the rope through, did a redirect to a beech tree further down. And what I need the butt end at this end for is, got myself a nice portable capstan winch. I'll make a little video of that later. And what that allows me to do is to forward everything out into this clear area that I've got, instead of trying to get equipment further and further into the bush to process the wood. No, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be taking this home, or I'm going to be giving it to a neighbor, or maybe selling it to there's a campground close to here. Try to recoup a few bucks to pay for the gas that it costs to get up here now. But having the wood close to the driveway and to the truck, whether I split it here or just buck it up and take it out of here, so much easier than having to go further and further into the forest. Anyone who's familiar with the Bruce Peninsula knows how rugged it is up here. Definitely the four-wheeler can do it if I pick my route, but I don't want to go carving a lot of unnecessary trails through yet, until we know where the house is going to go exactly. And then there'll be trails and clearings, but there's a lot of nice trees in there that I don't want to be dropping if I don't have to. So having the winch and a basic understanding of tree rigging, this is a huge help. So I know that maple, when I cut it, is going to get hung up in the beech tree behind it. You're working in the forest, 90% of the time, unless you're dropping it into the clearing you've already created, it's going to get hung up in another tree. So I fully understand that's going to happen. Would it be easier to drop it into the area I've already cleared? Absolutely. But then that doesn't leave me anything to conveniently pull with the winch. So having that butt end facing me and able to pull that whole tree out and process it in this area after is going to be a heck of a lot easier. I'll take you on a little walk up to what I've done here. So this is my maple that needs to come down, and there's the beech in behind it. So what I've got is a chain choker around that beech to a carabiner. No, I don't. No, I've got a chain choker to a pulley, open cheek pulley that the rope's traveling through. Now that rope was too short, so that goes to a carabiner, actually two, with figure 8 knots. And then back towards my anchor tree. I don't know if any of this is interesting to people or not, but I love doing this stuff. So then I've got my anchor tree that the winch is anchored to. Oh, I'm terrible with this camera. And then just a simple steel cable come along, and then that's going to a friction hitch on my main rope that I'm going to pull. So like I said, I know that's going to get hung up, but more important, I'm trying to get that butt end down here so I can pull that tree into this area. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to just going to sign off here and set up the camera, and then see if I can get a shot of me dropping that and seeing what happens. Okay. Well, folks, that is basically the second time I've used the winch. You know, for forestry, that one was a mess. Crown was all twisted up and lots of it. So even when I added that pulley, I was making some headway, but it was a struggle. So I thought, you know what the heck, just cut the log out of that crown and pull that over. So that made the difference. I think I got 200 feet of rope here. So I could have added another section of rope and then doubled up my pulleys. This is a 2,500 pound winch, and then you double it so you got 5,000 pounds. And I tell you, with 5,000 pounds, it was barely budging. I don't know whether I would have got it out without cutting it. Now that's a good long length there, maybe 16 feet. And you know, it's not smooth pulling up here on the Bruce. Luckily, most of it came through the wood chips there. So once I got some movement on it, it came. Certainly, you know, the 10 minutes that it took to rig that and double pulley it and get it over there, you know, it would take me a heck of a lot longer to process that log up way back in that area there, and then have to walk out each piece after it's been bucked up out to probably where I'm standing now, and then I could probably get to it with the four-wheeler and the small trailer and take it down to the driveway. So yeah, I just got some cleanup to do now. I'll pull the rest of those big pieces out the top, maybe try to chain up a couple at a time behind that cone and see what happens. It's kind of all an experiment. It's kind of fun to see what this will do. Big time saver there, big energy saver. This is supposed to be fun, remember? How they ever accomplish these things before gasoline engine, willpower and horsepower, I would imagine. But yeah, it's going pretty well. Just a quick word on the gear. That winch and my trailer over there, my dually landscaper, and actually my split fire chipper, I bought all that used from one fellow, and he had basically done the same thing that I'm doing right now, and his work was done. So he sold it kind of as a package. I feel I did well on the price. Super guy, nice, fair, easy to work with, and you know, everything was straight up. What he was selling was in great condition, and you know, sometimes Kijiji things aren't always so easy of a transaction, but this one definitely was. Everything I'm using is rated for pulling and rigging. The carabiners are steel, and they're off the top of my head 16,000 pounds of strength on those. Same with the pulleys. I think they're rated for 16 or 18,000 pounds. So considering that doubled up with that system right there, you know, the most that winch can pull is 5,000 pounds. I'm, you know, well within the working limits of all of the equipment. The rope came with it. I know that rope is sold as a kit, and it has a high working limit as well. Yeah, earlier I think I said an open cheek pulley. That's just, you know, slang terminology. What I meant to say was it was a pulley that the cheeks open up so you can pass the rope through it without having to run like the free end of the rope all the way back through the sheath. So yeah, that's what I meant. So all the pulleys that I use are the cheeks open up on them. Just makes it quicker for rigging. And then I'm just got the simple chain choker. I think that big plastic dome, cone dome, makes a big difference, especially when you're climbing over rocks and stumps. So I think that's a big part of this working. So yeah, pretty fun. You know, up here by myself for a few days, and you know, not in a rush, just working at a steady pace, and you know, getting stuff done, getting things accomplished safely, without killing myself. You know, I'm heading back This is Saturday. I'm heading back Tuesday. I'm heading back to a full week of work again. You know, you'll be tired and a little bit sore, but not injured. And that's the main thing. Look back someday when the house is built and have some good stories, and maybe some videos to go with it of how it all started out. But yeah, maybe that's it for today. All right, thanks for watching.